But Western governments, the opposite is true. They are just as dangerous as the cartels, if not more so, and yet they are pretending to be on your side, and they are giving the illusion that we live in a democracy. I'd rather be in the arse end of Mexico any day of the week than dealing with what we're dealing with. So just be aware, these things are contrived. The prices at the pumps are contrived. The issue with oil and gas is contrived. And what's about to happen with electric vehicles when they decide that we need to have power outages in the winter, already being talked about, that's a contrivance as well.
We have all know how one-sided the media can be, how the media can push a false narrative, and how the media can convince us into something that isn't true. Case in point, America's invasion of Iraq and the Saddam weapon of mass destruction. And we all understand how the American media, we echo this day in, day out, and how we believe them. We believe them because we have always had this impression that the media is the watchdog of our society, right? That the media is there to inform us on things we do not know. That the media is there to look at a given situation, to analyze it, to understand it, and then inform us, the common people. We have always thought that the media had our backs, and the media would always do what is right on our behalf. But I guess that is not true. I guess we are all finding out that the media has its own motive, and the people that control the media have their own motive, and they have what they want us to know, and how they want us to know, and exactly what they want us to know, and a bunch of things they do not want us to know. And so the things they want us to know, whether it's good for us or not, whether it's true or not, they will just tell us. And the things they don't want us to know, they will just keep it away from us. Let's watch this video. It's very interesting. I think after watching it, your head will begin to spin.
Sometimes it genuinely scares me that people are believing what they're being told by the media. Economics, it basically comes down to demand and supply. And in order to achieve your economic sort of objectives, all you have to do is tamper with one of those two. And the easiest one to tamper with is supply. So, for example, you can cut off oil and gas supplies, and then the price for those things goes through the roof. Let's just say you wanted to reduce the number of private vehicles being sold by 20%. All you have to do is restrict the supply of car parts, and all of a sudden that target of 20% reduction in new cars being sold is achieved, to please your World Economic Forum masters. Same with prices at the pumps. If you want to push people to electric cars, what better way than to restrict the supply of oil and gas, thereby making people think, oh, I must get an electric car. And then all you need to do is create a veneer, a story that makes it nothing to do with the politicians. Let's say it's a war. Oh, those terrible Russians. It's because of them that you can't get what you need. Oh, that terrible COVID. It's because of COVID that we can't get the parts we need for new vehicles. You can create a veneer to make it not the politicians' fault, but at the same time absolutely achieve the policy objectives that are being set by globalist masters. I've spent a lot of time in the dodgier end of Mexico, the arse end, if you will, in order to break into America. And under the Biden administration, what other way would you go? And I have to say, Mexico City, sure, it's dodgy, and sure, you can get gunned down at any moment, and sure, the drug cartels are in charge of Mexico. But I also have to say, in Mexico, I have felt more free than in any Western European country I have ever been in. Because at least with an enemy that is dangerous and bold, you know what you're dealing with. You see it in plain sight. You see that the cartels are in control here, and you do not fuck with them. But Western governments, the opposite is true. They are just as dangerous as the cartels, if not more so, And yet they are pretending to be on your side, and they are giving the illusion that we live in a democracy. I'd rather be in the arse end of Mexico any day of the week than dealing with what we're dealing with. So just be aware, these things are contrived. The prices at the pumps are contrived. The issue with oil and gas is contrived. And what's about to happen with electric vehicles when they decide that we need to have power outages in the winter, already being talked about, that's a contrivance as well.
She's not lying. She's not lying at all. These have happened time and time and time again. Do you remember when OPEC Plus thought to themselves that there is just too much oil in supply and that is not making them that much money? If only there was a way for them to spike up the price of things, to make sure that they can make more money, that would be great for them. That would be very beneficial to them. And then what did they do? Saudi Arabia cut oil production. And members of OPEC did the same thing. What happened? The price for oil went up. That is simple. They can just decide to do that on their own. They can just decide that they want to make more money than any other person, that they want more profit for their commodity. And so they can just cut production, create artificial scarcity, and then price will go up. I can remember when I was way more younger, that should be 20 years ago, how major retailers in my country will create artificial scarcity of items. This is what they will do. They will build massive warehouses. They will go and buy commodities that people need on a daily basis. They will stock this commodity in their warehouses and cute it. And then there will be a short supply in the market. And when that happens, the prices of those commodities will go up. And then they will now release the items and sell them on the current market prices. By so doing, they will make so much profit out of it. And no one even held them accountable because they have given brown envelopes to all the people who were supposed to be looking out for the common person. They have given red envelope to all those officials whose responsibility is to make sure that things like this do not happen. But no one cared, right? No one did care. So these unscrupulous business people did what they thought was good enough for them and made so much money out of it. I have come to realize that in any society, right, the common people just suffer the most. And they just try to live their life, but they have to shoulder most of the burden in the country. They are poor, they are paid minimum wage, and they cannot even survive because the cost of things just keep getting more expensive every day. How can they survive with their minimum wage? How can they survive? That is why if you go to every single country around the world, the poor people can barely survive. They can barely have anything. They are being squeezed out of everything. It's like the lady in this video said, you can just manipulate the market just like that. And you don't have to have any reason just so you want to make profit. You can just cut supply and then price goes up. Then you can now sell it and make more profit. It's quite a shame. Let me know your take on what the lady in the video said. Have you ever witnessed something like this? Maybe in your own local market where a popular business person or a big business person just create artificial scarcity all on their own. Just go around buying things stocking them and waiting for price to go up so that they can sell? Let us know in the comment section below. Like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please kindly like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, because somehow that helps so much with the algorithm, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.